Oh yeah, we were supposed to come in here with Diddy. I remember now. Because this is where Diddy's blueprint is. We can go ahead, I'm going to go ahead and go up, continue our journey upwards with Chunky, and then just drop back down with Diddy once we reach the top. Miss me. Now this ladder is tricksy, you have to climb the backside instead of the front. Just saving you guys some time if you try to, you know. I don't know. I don't know what I think of my Let's Plays as. I don't know if I think of them as, like, an instruction manual, a walkthrough, you know, entertainment, which I suppose they should be. Entertainment. But I don't know if that's what I view them purely as. I guess I see them kind of as an instructional of sorts. Go ahead and take this guy out. Ah. Gotta pop that. We have all of the blueprints of set Diddy's, which we saw, so we're actually pretty much done with blueprints in this level. We've actually, you know, believe it or not, we've actually almost completed this level already. We only have a handful of more golden bananas to go. And we only have the one blueprint. I don't think there's anything out in the middle there. Just one of those guys. Is there anything on that platform over there? No, I don't think so. That's where the cannon is. Now you're gonna need the vine to cross this gap. Well, you don't need it necessarily. It's just nice to have. There's lots of pickups on the way up the mushroom, but you're really not gonna need most of them. The most you'll probably need is some ammo for killing the zingers, but that's only if you bother to take the time to stop and fight them. Oh, and there are gaps here in the floor that are hard to see because of the lighting, so don't fall. Because that would be bad. We're missing just 5 bananas for Chunky, and they're right here. There's a tag barrel right over here, which we're going to switch to Diddy, because we actually have most to do with Diddy left, obviously. We have some things with Tiny we need to do, but most of them are all in the same place. So, go ahead and fall, I don't care. Because we only lose one piece of a melon for that. I'm aware that I'm continuing to call them hearts, even though they're obviously not hearts, they're melons. The easiest way to take these guys out is actually, if you time it correctly, you can knock them back with a running attack, and then while they're down, start a combo so that when they get back up, you immediately swing the last hit of your combo, and you'll knock them out instantly. I don't know why that works. Maybe it's just the way that they have the damage set up in this game or something, but that's the best way to do it. It's the fastest anyway. So I'm going to go ahead and drop down all the way to the bottom of this giant mushroom. Because, if you remember correctly, there is a jet barrel out here that we need to find with Diddy and use. There we go. There it is. Miss me. Because there's one platform here that I believe you can only... There are a couple of platforms here that you can only reach by using the jet barrel. That's where Chunky's blueprint was. There we go. This, you can actually reach this otherwise, but this is the easiest way to reach it. Because you could go to the top of the mushroom and then come down to get it. Kamikaze Kremlings, and our first instance of Kasplats in this area, which are actually a huge pain. Like I said, this is where you're going to want to learn about the combo trick. Now really, this would only be a challenge if none of the enemies dropped health, because the Kasplats don't, but they keep spawning the mini Kremlings, I don't know what you call them, basically just Kremlings, I suppose. And they do drop health. And since Diddy can hit in a 360 around him with these tail sweeps, you know, it's not that hard. Ouch. Okay, so that's done. Yeah. Those aren't hard, I'd say. There's no real challenge to them, aside from just staying alive. So, you know, you might be pretty well served by just keeping one or two Kremlings alive the entire time and just avoiding them. But it's hard to do with the Kasplats because they can hit you from almost anywhere across the entire arena. So, you remember I said we could come up here and get these with Diddy later. Well, we are. And then we're actually going to want to take Banana Port 5 back down to the bottom because there is one more thing we have to do with Diddy. Remember when we were up on the top of the thing here with Lanky? There was a banana barrel up there that we couldn't reach because obviously Lanky can't jump that high. Well, that's for Diddy. It's actually a, you know, it's faster just to do this. It's actually a bonus barrel for Diddy that you have to access by using the jet barrel, because that's the only way you can reach the very tip top of this part of the level. Okay, that was not the jet barrel. It's probably all the way on the other side of the mushroom, isn't it? Well, all right. Hey, and if you might notice that there is a bit of a sound effect when you're walking through the tall grass. It's like this faint scraping noise. It's not really all that impressive, but it's cool that they programmed that, considering that, well, you know, this game isn't, it's like, it's so rough in some places, and that in other places it's so awesome. I really don't know why they did what they did with this game. It's like, I don't want to say it was rushed, but it's like it's limited too much by the technology. So this is just like that game with the claptraps and the fairies. You want to do a pattern if you can. It doesn't matter what order they cry in, you just want to feed them all. I always try to feed them all in the same pattern. I'm concentrating, that's why I'm not talking, because this game, it requires constant movement, constant good reaction time. It's basically a pattern, just left to right top, left to right bottom, back to the center to get some ammo. It's not hard, it's just, you know, it takes practice. That's basically it. And thankfully it lets us hover in the air while that last golden banana collects. Okay, now we have a couple more things we need to do with Diddy. We need to go to the, well, we have his blueprint, and we're just one golden banana short. We're just one golden banana short on a lot of columns, actually. But mainly with Diddy, just go ahead and walk off here. Because, Lanky... Tiny's, we know where it is, right? And then Lanky's, Lanky has the rabbit race, which we can't do yet. So we're gonna have to come back. We're gonna have to get Diddy's and Tiny's, and then finish this level off more or less. There isn't all that much else to do. So we're actually gonna want to take Banana Port 4 and go to the tree, because that's the last main area for Diddy to go. It's where his last golden banana is, as well as all the rest of his bananas, I believe. Now you can hear snoring. But it's not the rabbit, because the rabbit's in his hidey hole now, because it's nighttime and all the baddies are out. So who is it, you might ask? Or should I say, who is it? Go ahead and collect those bananas. We're only 5 short with Diddy now. Go ahead and jump on this music pad. Play a ripping guitar solo. and wake up who was sleeping. I don't speak to anyone without wings. Come back when you can fly. This guy is almost as arrogant and annoying as the rabbit, in all honesty. I find him just as annoying. A lot of people think that the rabbit is probably the worst character in this game. They want him to die in a fire, but I hate the owl just as much. Huh, I've never done that before. But yeah, he wants us to fly. It's basically, remember the buzzard race in Angry Aztec? This is like a more advanced version of that. Whew, let's see if you can fly through my rings of course around this tree. Ah. And now he's gonna complain to me about not being able to follow him and yada yada yada. Yes, I know, I fell out of the barrel, stupid. Yeah, like I said, I find the owl even more... Yep, there it is. Ooh, 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 you fly like a dodo! Shut up. I'm gonna hold down Z so that when it drops out of the cutscene, you just go into hover mode. Yeah, this is basically the buzzard race, only more advanced. The buzzard race obviously wasn't that hard, but this race is, because there's a lot more obstacles, it's dark, you can't really see where you're going or where the rings are until you're right at level with them. The owl flies faster, he lays down a lot more rings, and I believe you have to go around the tree twice. So, you want to, obviously you want to try to keep constant control of your jet barrel. You want to stay with the owl as much as possible, as closely as possible, and avoid the tree. That's the other thing, is that the tree, if you're playing on a darker screen, then the tree branches can be hard to see until you hit them because of the lighting. So you want to avoid the branches up at the top. See, he'll lay one ring right up on top here, see? And there's Diddy's last 5 bananas, actually. So you want to try to stay as far away from that tree branch as you can, because it will screw you. If you land on the tree branch, then your jet barrel will disappear and the minigame will be over. If you get more than 3 rings away, I believe he calls the exercise over, and you have to start again. Ah, camera! Ah, camera! Darn it! Ooh, I knew I should have made the course harder, but I suppose you've earned a prize. He doesn't even give us a golden banana. He gives us a banana barrel. Yeah, thanks for nothing. But at least we managed to get Diddy's last 5 bananas, that's good. And thankfully, this game is not that hard. Busy Barrel Barrage. ×2. Survive the onslaught! Press B to shoot! Mostly because this, you actually start with all of the homing ammo that you've managed to collect to this point in the minigame. Obviously, once you run out of homing ammo, you go back to regular peanuts, but you go back to unlimited shots with it, like in that the other version of this game with Chunky. And since Diddy actually has double guns, it seems like his rate of fire is faster, even though it's actually not. So you might feel a little bit more confident with him. The difference between Diddy and Chunky, though, is that since Diddy's sprite is so much smaller, he's actually a lot easier to do this game with, because number 1, it takes longer for the Kremlins to reach, and number 2, you can actually shoot them even when they're really close to you. Well done! Well played! And we finally managed to get that stupid owl to shut up. Alright, so just 2 golden bananas left to do in this area. One for Tiny and one for Lanky. Obviously, we can't, like I've been saying, we can't do the one for Lanky yet. There's some coins up there, but screw them. Now, I'm going to go ahead and switch the clock back to daytime, and do that thing with Chunky, and then I'll meet you back at night with Tiny where we were before. Alright, I'm back, and now that that's open, we can actually go in here with Tiny, grab enough for her banana, and we want to go up in here. This looks suspicious. Go ahead and walk out. Oh my. Yes. Very suspicious. And if you stop and look up, arachnophobes? Leave. Now. Believe me. For the rest of you, go on and stay. We've got a mini-boss we've got to fight. Now, oddly enough, Mama Spider here doesn't attack us directly, at least not at first. All she's got is these little babies, and then every once in a while, in her sleep, she'll hawk up a loogie, and, you know, you gotta deal with that. The thing is that this boss definitely is an endurance boss fight, mostly because, see, after every time you kill her babies, she'll open her eyes and try and attack you that way, and then you gotta hit her right in the eye. But this is an endurance boss fight. You know why? Because you don't get any health. There's no way to regain your melon after you've lost it in this fight. You have to try to save as much as you can each time. And her spit doesn't actually kill you or hurt you. It just slows you the heck down. It'll eventually wear off, but you want to avoid being hit by it because, well, you don't want to get slowed down. These little spider imps are fast, and they're annoying as heck. This isn't a very hard boss fight, but it is, like I said, it's an endurance test, because these spiders are actually, since they take if they gang up on you, they take 2 hits to kill, so it's actually fairly easy for them to take your health down to fairly low fairly easily. And now the Mama Spider is going to hawk up red balls of something, and those will actually damage you, instead of just slowing you down like the green ones do. What you want to do is you want to find 1 or 2 of the spider babies that are away from the rest, kill them, and then get the other ones. And different hits do different damage to these guys. Running attacks and shooter attacks do the most. Regular attacks don't do as much. Now, Mama Spider has been somehow shrunk down to the size of a regular spider. She'll come after you on foot, hit her once, she curls up and dies, and she'll drop a golden banana for us. And that's that. That's your mini-boss fight. I don't even know if those guys even have a name, but that's it! We're our 100th banana! Booyah! We'll go ahead and leave, because we've got some bananas we need to collect with Tiny out here as well. This is where that box was with Chunky we needed to crush. His music pad is right over there. I'm not sure if I showed that or not before. Now, there's also a way you could leave this barn area, or warehouse, or whatever it is, storehouse, is through this passage instead of the other one. Which just takes you out here to this area, which actually doesn't get you anything because there's nothing here for you during the nighttime. Except for another monkey barrel, a mini monkey barrel, and a door over there, which I don't know if we can exit or not. Let me try. Nope, there's a grate here. So, yep. coming back into this area at nighttime, completely pointless. Except for those 3 banana coins, but I don't know if they're... honestly don't know if they're worth it. Now, we are missing 10 bananas for Tiny. I realize that, and I'm trying to remember exactly where they are. There might be a banana balloon that we missed somewhere, or there might just be some banana bunches that I've had the stupidity of mind to miss. So I'm going to probably cut this recording here because I have a lot of editing I need to do. And I know I'm not going to get this down to 1 episode, so it's probably going to split into 2. And I'm going to see if I can find those last 10 tiny bananas, wherever they may be hiding, in the next episode, before we go and face the boss. So, until next time, loyal viewers, I will bid you farewell and good nights. See you all then.